Hey, what's going on guys? It's the Mass Ambassador Ronnie Kennever. In today's video, I will show you my top 5 movements that I have used over the years to build bigger quads. So let's start with the narrow stance back squat. I usually go for the wider stance, especially if I want to go a little heavier since my legs are quite long and my glutes and hamstrings have always been the strong points in my legs. However, if I want to target the quads more, I go for the narrow stance. Now I want you to understand that everyone won't be able to squat the same way. For example, the hip socket anatomy isn't the same with everyone, so some can go deeper than others. You should only go as low as you can with a neutral spine. Avoid the butt wink, guys. If that happens, you're asking for bad news because it causes a lot of stress on your lumbar spine. So I like to take about a shoulder width stance and point my feet slightly outwards. Hold the bar on your traps, bring your elbows forwards and keep a tight core. Take a big breath, hold it and lower yourself down by pushing your hip backwards. Then start bending your knees, keeping the weight on the midfoot, heels on the ground, and come down to 90 degrees or as low as you can with a neutral spine. Then start squatting back up, breathe out, chest up, and flex your glutes at the top. And the movement number 2, the pendulum squat. Now, this is a machine that you don't find at every gym, but it's probably my favorite machine to train quads with. It takes the pressure away from the lower back, and I use it in pretty much every quad workout. I like to use about a shoulder width stance with the feet pointing slightly outwards. Place your back against the pad and grab the handle. And I like to place my feet so that at the bottom my legs are in a 90-degree angle, and make sure you can keep the weight on the heels. So keeping the weight on the heels, go down to 90-degree angle to minimize the glute activation and leave your legs slightly bent at the top so you can keep the tension in the quads throughout the movement. Try to keep the weight moving and you will get an insane burn to your quads. You need to be precise with the angles when you want to put more emphasis on one muscle group and then minimize the activation of others. And then the third movement, the leg press. About a shoulder width stance with feet pointing slightly outwards, keep the back against the pad and keep the weight on the heels. Lower the weight and leave your legs to that 90-degree angle so that you can maximize the quad work, and leave the legs slightly bent at the top so you can keep the tension in the quads throughout the movement. Again guys, if you bring the weight too low and you get that butt wink, you're asking for bad news for your lumbar spine. In many movements, I found that the 90-degree angle works extremely well for me when trying to work the quads, and it prevents the stupid injuries in the lumbar region, which I've had in the past when I brought the weight too low. And like I said, my glutes and hamstrings have dominated my legs for so long that I need to be extremely precise with the angles when I want to maximize the quad work. And the movement number 4, the reverse hack squat. Now I like the normal hack squat as well, but I feel like the reverse hack squat hits my quads slightly better, but I use them both in my workouts. So shoulder width stance with feet pointing again slightly outwards and place them right underneath the pads. Keep a neutral spine, weight on the heels, and again lower yourself down to that 90-degree angle so you can maximize the quad work. From there, push through the heels, squat back up to the starting position, flex your glutes, and leave your legs again slightly bent at the top so you can keep the tension in the quads throughout the movement. And then the movement number 5, last but not least, the leg extensions. A simple and easy quad movement I mostly like to finish my workouts with or use it in a superset, for example with the pendulum squat. But it's also a good movement to start your workouts with to make sure that the quads activate properly or to pre-exhaust them. Keep a good posture, place the pad on the bottom of your shins, make sure your butt remains attached to the bench throughout the movement, extend your legs and squeeze. I like to either leave the legs to a 90-degree angle at the bottom to keep more tension in the quads, or lower them all the way down to get a good stretch. And those are my top 5 movements that I have used over the years to build bigger quads. Hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, smash that like button again. Make sure you subscribe Mass TV so you won't miss out any future content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.